This big thing about the standard of food in schools, which is highlighted by Jamie Oliver earlier in the year. Ruth Kelly, the Education Secretary, has said, right, she's really going to run with this. She's going to introduce, or she would like to introduce, harsh new proposals saying that poor quality food in schools should be banned, and that the schools could be subject to prosecution if they don't comply, which is really heavy, that the head teacher would be liable. And on top of that, a ban on crisps, chocolate, sugary drinks, you know, all these vending machines out, none of that stuff available within the schools. Deadline September 2006. Now, I think everyone would agree on the poor quality food. I mean, nobody wants children eating poor quality food,
sure.
you know, the sort of garbage that gets chucked out elsewhere. But a wee chocolate, a wee packet of crisps, is that not just a ban too far?
No, I think it's long overdue. I think too long kids' food is, it's not brain food, and I think they get into such bad habits. I mean, if you know any young children, you know when you give them chocolate or sweets, their temperament afterwards. How on earth can you expect a child to sit down, be educated, when they're running all these sugar highs?
I mean, I don't know, should we overreact? I mean, yes, they need good quality food, but a treat, for goodness sake. I mean, I ate sweeties till they were coming out my ears when I was a kid. I loved them. Fruit salads, blackjacks, assorted tools, fish and chips, golden nuggets, and I loved them. And, you know, it was part of my childhood. It was the thing that made me happy.
Do you know a friend of mine, though? She actually educated her child from a very young age and just encouraged her to eat natural food, you know, natural sugars, fruit, and just didn't treat her with sugars. And then, because of this education, when she grew up and went to her friend's house and they were all having sweets, she actually naturally went towards the healthier option. And I just think you're giving your child a better start in life for lots of reasons.
Well, wasn't she very alone sitting in the corner all by herself? She had nothing on her apple, it's fine.
I just wanted to say about the temperament thing when you give them sweets. I mean, obviously I have 2 children. I don't find that.
Well, I don't find it,
actually.
I don't find that at all. If anything, they calm down.
I think a total ban is crazy only because the more you say no to a child and take things away from a child, the more they'll want it. And it'll turn into that thing of, you know, instead of cigarettes, you'll be like, do you want a Mars bar?
There's so many natural alternatives now. You don't have to go and eat.
But there's also
biscuits.
the consistency thing. I mean, to do this in schools, that's fine if that's been replicated outside, so in the home, that they're also introducing the same kind of rules. But I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. And then you should also say, well, should it be that nobody eats chocolate? I mean, are we really at a stage where we need to wipe out chocolate altogether? Yeah. So why should schools take responsibility? I mean, I consider it as a parent my responsibility to make sure that my child has a healthy diet.
Because children go to schools to be educated, and that includes about a healthy diet. Some kids go to school, what they have at lunchtime is their main meal of the day.
No, but I mean, I'm not at all questioning that they should have a very good quality lunch at school. 100%. We're talking about things as a treat. I mean, well, what are your plans for Junior Dwyer then?
Well, he's probably not going to want to come out when he listens to what I have to say. Well, I'm hoping to do as my friend did and just try and educate them and give them a healthy alternative. Well, hopefully, when it gets a bit older, it'll want an apple and not
so no sweeties, no sweeties?
No, it can have sweeties, but in moderation. And so, I'm not going to go, no, you can't, because I'm well aware that that would just, you know, have an adverse effect.
I think the problem is that, you know, some children... I mean, I tried so hard to get both my kids to eat healthy vegetables and everything else. My daughter eats a lot of vegetables, my son doesn't, and he won't. And I try to get him to eat vegetables, and he hates them. I'm not going to force him. I'm not going to force feed him. They tried to do that with me at school with red cabbage, and I hate the sight of it now.
Oh, but you can hide them in all sorts of food. They don't have to look like
vegetables. So do you not accept that, Terri? You know, when Kim says that you just won't?
Oh, well, I just think now, because we're so knowledgeable about food, you can actually hide that they're vegetables. They don't have to look like a plate of vegetables.
They
can
still
make
taste the same.
No, but you can make them taste so differently. That's a lame excuse, Kim Marsh.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Come on. I hated veg as a kid. No. I love it now.
Well, maybe that's why your child hates it.
Now, where are we now? When's baby due again?
No.
When's baby due again?
March the 4th.
Okay, so we'll revisit this in March of 2007, I think, and we'll see. Well, you never know. You might be right. Absolutely, you might be right.